Less than a month before the campaign, no? Hindi ba nagkakaroon ng parang identity crisis itong kampanya ni Amy Marcos? Ano ba yung prevailing narrative niya? Paano ba niya pinapakilala yung sarili niya? Kung si Bongo, merong Mr. Malasakit, sino ba to? Si Abalos, Macho, ano ba siya? Gawa, hindi siya...
Crime Master.
Na petition yung t-shirt, di ba? Si Amy, meron ba siyang ganyang identity problem at this stage?
Absolutely and categorically for me, from my lens, in my opinion, severe identity crisis. Tapos ngayon, late in the game, yun na nga, nag-goth, dark brooding, upak ad. I would have actually, kasi yun na nga, nasabi ko, by the way, I'm free for breakfast tomorrow, no, so gusto mo almusal sa akin bukas. Libre naman yung schedule ko.
Job application pala to,
Libre naman yung schedule ko. Anyway,
pero mo hindi siya libre sa atin, Christian. Ngayon libre na siya.
Libre pa bigla. Ginagamit na niya yung IME solution eh. I would have actually used that. I would have continued that. Babaliin ko lang ng konti. And again, I would have made it heartful instead of anger inciting. I would have made it VP Sara na dati nang nagsulat ng libro, isang kaibigan, yung kanyang educational book tungkol dun sa loro tsaka dun sa isang ibon o Quago na during tough times iniwan. She already has that sensibility in her that true friends are those na nakikita niya sa paligid kahit may bagyo during tough times. Sana yun na lang yung ginawa nilang storyboard, and I would have actually used IME solution and probably said something like, IME solution, ang ano pala dyan, IME kaibigan ako, AME tumindig, IME etc. I would have used still that play on words with IME. I don't know why they introduced a new campaignable itim. It's maybe they know something I don't. Obviously they do. Mas mararami silang resources at brain cells at pera kaysa sa akin, no? Pero sayang eh. Again, ang gulo-gulo na, it's a soup of branding and a soup of campaigns. Nagdagdag ka pa ng isa, binago mo pa yung kulay. I don't know if you saw her recently, itim na yung suot niya. And even her IME solution is nakaburta, itim. So why would you do that 3 weeks left in the campaign to shift your entire branding that way? I would have used it still play on those words. IME, kaibigan pala ako.
Alan, hindi ba vague yung IME tag niya? Kasi pwede mo rin sabihin, ay may bad ate. Ay may maitim.
Nasayangan ako dun sa ad niya kasi ginamit lang niya yung IME solution as an afterthought, di ba? Pinakita yung mga scenarios, yung Vinta, yung Ifugao Rice Terraces, tapos parang IME solution. I would have actually used that campaign to present real problems, kuryente, pabahay, edukasyon, health services, and then present her quick take on the possible solution, and then use IME solution. So for me, wasted opportunity.
Yung ganitong ads ba, usually meron ba yung kunwari, effective yung ad na yan, baka naman hindi natin alam, di ba? Baka meron nga silang alam na hindi natin alam, no? Pero can that be enough to logically, kumbaga, tip the balance in favor of, let's say, Amy Marcos at this stage of the campaign?
Definitely not.
Okay.
It can help partially, but kasi I agree with Alan, no? Yung message discipline is important at this point in time. Unless itutuloy niya itong itim. Hindi ko pa alam kung ano pa ibig sabihin ng itim na acronym, no? Na pwede niyang i-dribble hanggang sa Mayo 11. Pero dito, parang ang pinapalabasan talaga, pinanigan na niya ang mga Duterte. At yun ang paninindigan niya ngayon. Baka wala nang mensahe, yun na lang. Di ba? At ang tanong doon, sapat ba yun para manalo siya? Well, Mindanao, I think 24% of the total voting population is from Mindanao. But Mindanao has the lowest voting turnout if you compare to Luzon and Visayas.
Talaga? Ilan usually?
Ang average from 2013 to 2022, ito yung official, no? I think NCR is the lowest at 76. Mindanao, on average, I think 77. Other areas would be about 80, 81. So, But on the other hand, Mindanao also has command votes, no, in certain areas. But that's still 24%. Ang nakikita natin is IME is not doing that well in Mindanao. Definitely, I think that's the intent of that alignment, peer alignment with Sara and the endorsement of Sara. But will that affect her numbers in other areas that are not necessarily in favor of the Dutertes and more towards the Marcoses? The only thing that I think helps IME here is, to a certain extent, yung image ng itim, medyo malapit-lapit rin sa kalagayan ng ating bansa, no? Kasi nabanggit ko na ito dati, Christian, pag tinanong mo ang mga Pilipino, paano mo i-characterize ang politika sa ating bansa? Ang kadalasan sinasabi nila, mga madidilim na salita, magulo, di ba? Pera-pera lang. So, parang, sinasakyan ba nila ito? It's lamentable. The situation is lamentable. But much more lamentable is that the people who are trying to work and play this out are people who may not necessarily change the conditions that we're faced with.
Or part of the problem. You mentioned yan.
Yeah.
And si Senator Edu, alam niya to, no? 'Di ba? Dark naman talaga yung tingin ng maraming Pilipino sa sitwasyon natin. And I think noong 2010, 'di ba? Merong isang agency then candidate Benigno Aquino III, 'di ba? Yung sangang landas, madilim yung first part ng ad, pero yung second part naging bright, naging hopeful. Pero dito sa ad ni Aimee tsaka ni Sara, ako hindi man ako eksperto diyan, expertise ni Alan to. Dating talaga sa akin parang death metal concert
No
Pero hindi ko
redemption.
makakanta, Di ba?
There's no redemption. It's just painting a bleak picture with no redemption, no end in sight, no turnaround.
Dystopian, tama ba? Parang dystopian.
Dystopian. You can paint a dark picture, pero ang ending dapat maliwanag. And I suppose maybe the data will just bear it out that there is probably a very good reason why in the history of Philippine politics and politics in general, I don't think there is a single candidate that chose black as a campaign color. There's probably a good reason why. So maybe they're throwing caution to the wind that ini-ignore nila lahat ng mga datos na yan. Pero to choose black, that's a gutsy move, man.
Kami ni Tokayo, masanay kami sa ganyang klaseng messaging dahil nanggaling kami sa progressive movement, no? Lahat ay very bleak, no? Lahat ay parang hopeless, cynical, etc. Na totoo naman. Pero yung movement namin ay laging nasa margins. Hindi kami masyadong nakakapag-mainstream. Siguro dahil maraming mga tao kahit tanggap na ganyang katindi yung problema, naghahanap pa rin ng redemption. Naghahanap pa rin ng message of hope sa dulo. No? Kaya, halimbawa, kung ngayon titignan mo sa Senate, karamihan ng mga may ganyang message na tama rin naman, dahil yun naman talaga ang suliranin ng bansa, ay hindi umaangat. No? Nandun sa lower 10 or 20 candidates. So, nag-agree ako na hindi ko sigurado na yan ay makakadagdag kay Aimee.
Ano bang degree ng inflection point ang kailangan ng isang Aimee Marcos given her situation now? Ito bang itim ad na ito? Can this provide that? Or she needs to do something drastic?
Ako Prof. Ronnie, I hope you'll correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I remember it correctly. Yung siguro the best example we can use is Senator Bong Revilla. The thing with Senator Bong Revilla is he was not in the Magic 12 pero paakyat siya. He was inching slowly and his rate of increase was so slow. So ang ginawa niya is yung last ad niya nagbudots siya. And that proved to be the winning ad that actually served to push him into the Magic 12, that now legendary Budots ad. But I think the difference there, again, Prof. Ronnie, please correct me if I'm wrong, is that he was inching upwards but very slowly. Si Senator Aimee pababa Ang trajectory, survey after survey, the trajectory is downwards. So what kind of an inflection point does she need? Maybe the Inday Sara Duterte endorsement is enough. Ang problema, you have to consider also, sino ba yung mga nasa taas niya? The more established Duterte candidates. So yun ang medyo tricky sa sitwasyon ni Inday, ni Senator Amy Marcos, because this is para sa mga Tomasians dyan, mga taga-UST, this is what we call the Homeric flaw, di ba? That which makes you great, that which saves you, also causes your downfall. Kasi if she's relying on VP Inday as the savior to put up her campaign, the problem is yung mga nasa taas niya, mas established na Duterte. So yun yung medyo tricky. Tama ba yung data ko, Prof. Ronnie, with Senator Bong Revilla?
Yung kay Bongo, yung kay Amy, I agree. Kumbaga parang recession eh. Dalawang survey na bumababa.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
Ang problema, how do you go out of a recession? And will this ad help her, regain whatever she lost? Because the highest support that she had, I think, was about more than 40%, and she's down now to a little bit in the mid-20s. So yun, makikyutan ba ang mga mamayan doon sa itim? Kung ikukumpara mo doon sa budots, basically both ads really don't take on particular issues. The message is really just to present a situation which is already bleak, which people know about. But coming from a person who should be held accountable for that bleak reality, or for people who should be held accountable for the bleak reality that we face, will this resonate to the public? Maybe to those who are supportive, truly supportive of the endorsing personality, it may. But whether they will take it as, let's say, a prescription or just a recommendation, maaring recommendation lang yan, hindi talaga compliant, no? And yun ang problema ni Amy. If that is the case, kung talagang rekomendasyon lang ang pagtingin ng mamamayan na sumusuporta kay Sara, walang inflection point. Hindi ito magiging inflection point in her case.
Senator Edu, yung endorsement naman ng pinakamatalinong senador sa kanilang household, si Robin Padilla, 'di ba? In-endorse rin niya si Amy at ang ganda-ganda ng ad na 'yon. Talagang tingin ko yun yung gold standard sa paggawa ng isang campaign ad, yung 45-degree yung turn nyo ron sa camera, tapos para kayong nag-uusap ng masinsinan, yung hindi sila nagre-recite, yung mukhang hindi sila nagbabasa ng script, napaka-natural. Sarcastic po ako Ayan. May value po ba yung Senator Edu, yung ganung ad? Galing nga dito sa isang Robin Padilla.
Iboboto ko yung damit ni Amy dahil para siyang paru-paro. Kita mo ba? Yung kanya, parang paru-paro. Tingin ko, isa pang waste of money yun. Yung ad na
tsaka meron talaga silang parang chemistry, no? Para silang magnet dun na hindi nag-a-attract.
Tsaka walang kakwan mukha talagang contrived. Di ba? Wala man lang spontaneity na kahit papaano. Di ba?
Parang
sigurado ko, hindi rin yun gagawin ni Alan Herman.
Yeah.
Ano ba tingin mo sa quality nun? Kasi kami bilib na bilib. Alam mo naman, mababa kaligayahan namin Sa amin, hindi contrived yun
Dalawa yung layers na yan in principle, do I agree that she needs these endorsers? Yes. In principle, makakatulong ba si Sara Duterte sa kampanya ni Amy Marcos? Yes. But the execution, do I think that this is the execution that can do it? Probably not. Again, it could have been done a million. Sa akin lang sa aking munting pananaw, sa aking intellectually bankrupt opinion, I think that it's such a wasted opportunity. You punched a gift horse in the mouth. Gift na yan my goodness, pumayag si VP Sara na tumayo, mag-shoot ng ad, tapos yung pa yung ad that you chose, sayang na sayang.
Ano bang value ng endorsement ng isang Sara Duterte at Robin Padilla? Si Robin Padilla nag-number 1 ng last senatorial election, ngayon si Sara Duterte.
Depende kung sino yung mga talagang makukumbinsi ng dalawa. Kasi kunyari kung si Sara Duterte, Kung mga taga Davao yan, maaaring malaki yung value niyan, no? Pero tandaan natin si Sara Duterte nung nakaraang midterm election, ilan ba yung in-endorse niyang sa kandidato? Parang 12 o 13.
Oh, yeah. About 14,
So,
yeah.
yung sa hugpong, di ba?
Yeah.
So, kaya na sinabi ko kanina, hindi natin malalaman kung yung numero ni Amy sa Region 11, parang kung di ako nagkakamali, kalahati lang ng kanyang national level of support. Parang 12% lang. Tataas ba yun sa endorsement ni Sara? At makakatulong ba yun na makapasok siya sa Senado ulit? Kasi nung March survey, pagtingnan natin, yung Region 11, 12% lang nakuha ni Amy eh. At least in Region 11, will this endorsement help her to bring up her numbers in Region 11, which have not necessarily been high to begin with? Then the other question is that will this endorsement bring down her numbers in Regions 1 and 2, where she's basically tapping? Of course, in Region 1, maybe not. In Region 2, probably it may happen. It depends largely on the machinery that, as Senator Edu said, he has not in any way seen. No, of course, he's not an insider, but probably tomorrow he'll have breakfast with someone else, no, and then he becomes an insider.
In the next table.
So
In the
dalawa na
next
silang
table.
maglilibre sa atin, Christian, di ba?
Oo.
Yung gagawa ng bagong ad at saka yung magpapatakbo ng makinarya.
Oo.
Pero yun, kasi yung
The troubles
makinarya
po
na
tayo.
yan, yung makinarya na yan, kung hindi pa natin nakikita tumakbo ngayon, baka talagang pinaplano mabuti. Paano papatakbuhin? It's not too late, you know. You can actually operate it later closer to the election day. So Robin's endorsement, I don't know when you know, celebrities actually don't have that much of a value in terms of endorsement. Alan would know this, no. Sen Edo has kept on repeating when Noynoy was running as senator, the endorsement of Chris Aquino did not help. They had to bring in Cory, right? So celebrities can endorse commercial products, but you know, how many celebrities did the vice president have when she was campaigning for the presidency? She basically had everyone, no? Sino yung
Yes.
celebrity yung natira kay Bongbong Marcos at kay Sara Duterte? Yung
Si
mga
Andre.
Laotian. Mga
Si Tony.
Laotian, di ba?
Hindi naman lao si Tony Gonzaga.
Hindi. Pero yun, if you just look at the numbers, even in the United States, when they're looking at, let's say, the campaign of Hillary Clinton or the campaign of Joe Biden, how many celebrities basically spoke and said, let's vote for Joe Biden? No? Jennifer Lopez trying to generate the Hispanic votes, but where did the Hispanic voters go to? So in a sense, the celebrities have mileage with regard to certain things, but not necessarily, it doesn't translate in terms of influencing electoral behavior.
Oh, speaking of Laos, no? Bakit si Philip Salvador matagal ng Laos pero parang umaangat sa survey? Prof. Ronnie, how do you explain that?
Ang makikita mo naman kung saan siya umaangat eh. Basically, in all regions, in Mindanao and in Central Visayas. And I think that's largely as a result of the close association with the Duterte camp.